Joe, show me what are two of the most popular MV options.
Two of our most popular MV options are the Salomon Supra line and the Atomic Hawx Prime line. There are a lot of similarities between these two boots, which is why they are two of the more popular options we have. So they're mid-volume fits. They live slightly on the more precise side of mid-volume fits. They're true 100 millimeter last at a 26.5. And some other similarities that you have are precise in the heel, good compression around the midfoot and forefoot. Both of the boots offer BOA on the lower. Where you start to get into some differences are with the closure systems that Salomon has to offer on the cuff of the boot. The other differences when you really get into like the nitty gritty stuff is fit differences. What you get into is more of a hand feel difference in the materials used in the liner for the primes versus the Supras. The Supras use a much softer, more supple kind of material. A lot of people will like slide into the boots and say these feel plush, where this has a little bit more intensity and like grab, offering a little bit more of a firm fit inside of the boot. The Supras grab a little bit more firmly, kind of down low in the back of the heel here. So a lot of people when they're trying these boots on have like a feel the need to like bang their heel back a bunch to get that heel to seat properly. And when we do that molding process, whether it's the liner or just the liner and the shell, that will go away. And then with a couple of ski days, you end up with a little bit more of a generous fit and more of an anatomical fit in the heel. When you get into the prime boots, it's a little more open down low in the heel where the Supra is known to be tighter. So like everyone will feel like their heel is seated more effectively out of the box with these boots, but then it grabs a little bit more precisely above the heel and on the Achilles area. So similar to the way that floating sensation goes away with the Supra, that Achilles pinch also goes away here. As far as the shape through the midfoot and forefoot goes, they're really, really close. The Atomics tend to feel a little bit more generous directly on the ball of the foot, but more narrow in the toe box, like on the pinky toe and big toe, so you might feel a little more inward pressure there, but you have more vertical toe space in the toe box. With the Salomon boot, it's a little bit more of a squared off shape. It can feel a little bit tighter across the ball of the foot, but then with that softer material used in the liner, there's less inward pressure on the pinky toe and the big toe. They will feel a little bit longer, but you lose a little bit of vertical toe room here. Higher arched foot shapes tend to have a little less pressure directly on like the top and center of their foot, like where the laces on your shoes live. But the prime boot is a little bit more precise across the instep. The Salomon is a little bit more precise across the top of the foot. Very similar in instep pressure, but might feel a little bit tighter, kind of higher up, right in front of your ankle bones on the instep area. Wanted to get quickly into the way they ski. These are a little bit heavier. The plastic feels a little bit stiffer, so they are a little bit more powerful than the Supra. You could argue that this flexes a little bit more progressively. This is a little bit more of like a linear kind of on-off feel with that different blend of plastic and the way that the setup is for the way the cuff rotates. But again, those are two extremely similar feels as far as the way they perform on snow.